Everything indicates that Tesla is about to officially retire the old Model C from its factories in Europe and China. If this is confirmed in the coming days, it will mark the end of an era for one of the company's best-selling models. What's surprising is that, even with this possible decision, the American market may continue to promote the old Model C with full force, reinforcing a commercial strategy that seems, at first glance, contradictory. After all, why continue advertising a model that is supposedly about to be phased out? The answer may lie in the company's massive inventory, which will soon be sold off with aggressive discounts. Many people will be wondering, is this good or bad? For those already eyeing a more affordable Tesla, this move could be excellent news. Everything indicates that the discontinuation of the old Model C will be strategic. This is because it would pave the way for two launches that promise to shake up the market: a completely redesigned new generation of the Model C and, most importantly, the arrival of the much-talked-about Model Q, a simpler, more affordable model designed for the general public. All of this indicates that Tesla is about to make a historic change in its global production line. Interestingly, even with the end of production at its Berlin and Shanghai factories, Tesla may continue manufacturing the old Model C at Giga, Texas, for some time. This difference in approach across continents may have a very pragmatic reason: price flexibility. In the United States, the old model will likely be offered with tax incentives and attractive leasing, helping to accelerate its exit from inventory. This would give the company the breathing room to prepare for new launches without disrupting sales volume. Although not official, everything suggests that Tesla engineers are already finalizing the new Model C and finalizing the first production details for the Model Q. Behind the scenes, rumors suggest that assembly lines are undergoing significant adjustments, especially at international factories, where the transition would be faster. Some say that the first batches of the new Model C are already ready for internal testing, indicating that the global launch is closer than previously thought. But why such a rush to discontinue the old model? The explanation may lie in the high expectations surrounding the new Model C. It is expected to bring a series of improvements in design, technology, and energy efficiency. For Tesla, maintaining two competing models, the old and the new, wouldn't make sense. This could confuse consumers and dilute the strength of the new product. Therefore, even though it may seem hasty, this possible discontinuation of the current lineup could be part of a larger plan to reposition the brand in the electric market. At the same time, the potential discontinuation of the old Model C would also open up logistical space for mass production of the Model Q. Considered the car that could popularize Tesla's electric vehicles, the Model Q will usher in a new, more affordable era geared toward the average consumer. And it makes sense. By eliminating the old Model C, the company would leave its production lines leaner, more modern, and prepared for higher volumes and lower prices. A bold move, but one that could bear fruit if executed with precision. Even without having officially launched, the new Model C is already causing a global stir. Anticipation around this car grows every week, fueled by leaks, spy images, and even discreet invitations for early test drives at select Tesla centers. What's striking is that, despite being initially offered as a launch edition, with a higher price and limited features, pre-sales have soared. It's estimated that hundreds of thousands of orders have already been registered even before the official announcement. And some say that number could reach 1 million if sales continue at this pace. The curiosity surrounding this new model is largely due to the promised changes in design and onboard features. Those who've seen the first prototypes up close are already commenting that the new Model C will feature a cleaner look, with more aerodynamic lines and a redesigned cabin. The dashboard is expected to follow the brand's minimalist trend, but with improvements that make the experience more comfortable and intuitive. Although technical details haven't been officially released, rumors suggest the car will have greater range and a more refined autonomous driving system, thanks to hardware updates. The most curious thing of all is that, even without the performance version at this point, demand appears to have been unaffected. On the contrary, many customers have shown a willingness to wait months for delivery of the new version, even paying more for it. This demonstrates the level of trust, almost loyalty, that Tesla has managed to cultivate among its customers. It's as if the new Model C had already won over the public before it was even born. And, let's be honest, few brands can achieve this with such force. One of the advantages that should further accelerate this success are the free test drives that, according to behind-the-scenes information, Tesla plans to offer in several countries. The idea is simple. Put the consumer behind the wheel, feel the new physical steering wheel, the new interface, the quiet interior, and let the car speak for itself. The strategy should work, because few experiences sell a Tesla better than being inside one. And with a fresh look, it will be hard to leave a test drive without the temptation to close the deal on the spot. Beyond the exterior appearance and interior comfort, there's been considerable speculation about the camera and sensor suite that will equip the new Model C. There's talk of a hardware package geared toward full autonomous driving, with more discrete sensors integrated into the body design. The core system will be based on the AMD Ryzen processor, already known for its energy efficiency and processing power, promising a more fluid and responsive experience for everyday use, from navigation to entertainment. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Despite the excitement, there's also a sense of anxiety among enthusiasts. Since Tesla hasn't officially revealed all the versions yet, many people are wondering whether it's worth waiting for the standard edition, which may take longer to arrive, or whether it's worth securing the launch edition, even with the inflated price. It's a real dilemma, especially since Tesla's track record shows that delays and last-minute changes are quite common. And when it comes to global launches, everything can change with a simple tweet from Elon Musk. While anticipation for the new Model C only grows, Tesla's strategy in the United States is starting to cause confusion. There, unlike in Europe and China, the old Model C continues to be heavily promoted, even occupying a prominent position on the company's official website. It's as if the past and the future are competing for consumer attention in the same display window. And to make matters even more intriguing, Tesla is offering the old model with a series of incentives: attractive leasing, immediate discounts, and even special conditions for those who buy directly from stock. Interestingly, even with the new Model C practically ready for launch, Tesla seems determined to sell out the previous model first. This approach may seem contradictory, but it has a strategic side. The older model offers the company greater flexibility to apply discounts and incentives without affecting the new product's profit margin. Since it's already fully amortized in terms of production, any sale represents an immediate gain, in addition to helping clear factory space for the upcoming new phase. Another factor that may explain this difference in approach is the timing of the launch of the regular versions of the new Model C in the US. Apparently, the North American market will only receive the launch edition for now, which is more expensive and offers fewer customization options. Markets like Europe and Asia will likely see the more basic versions first, with rear-wheel drive options, long range, and more affordable prices. This time lag is familiar to Tesla fans and often generates frustration among more impatient American consumers. This delay in the arrival of standard versions of the new model means that the old Model C is still considered an alternative by many. And with the aggressive prices offered on Tesla's website, it's easy to see why. Just visit the official page to find a list of vehicles in stock, all with reduced price banners and attractive financing terms. For those who want to own a Tesla now, without waiting months and paying less, this could be a unique opportunity. Despite its dated appearance compared to the new design, the old Model C still shares several elements with the newer version. The same hardware, the same autonomous driving system, the same processing unit. In other words, in terms of performance and digital experience, there are no major losses. The main difference lies in the finishes and extra features, such as more sophisticated interior materials or redesigned ambient lighting. For many, this doesn't justify paying more or waiting for a version that's not yet available. Even with this generational transition, the old Model C still has technical surprises in store that cannot be ignored. Although the design is about to be outdated, the heart of the car, its hardware, remains extremely current. Starting with the AMD Ryzen processor, which ensures smooth performance in multimedia functions and internal resource management. This chip, also used in the most recent versions, gives the old model a virtually identical digital experience to the new one. This alone is reason enough for many people to consider this option. Another strong point is the semi-autonomous driving system, which uses the same set of cameras and sensors as the new model. This means that, in terms of software and evolvability, the discontinued Model C will still be in the game for quite some time. Tesla has a habit of frequently updating its vehicles via software, so the old model will continue to receive improvements, new features, and refinements. For those who don't care so much about external appearance, this technological continuity is a huge advantage. Additionally, interesting updates are being quietly released. A recent example was the activation of a cabin radar that had been disabled since 2021. This sensor, now software-enabled, could bring additional safety and interior monitoring functions. And there are solid rumors that Tesla is preparing retrofits for some new generation features, such as a possible camera in the front bumper. If this is confirmed, owners of the older Model C could have access to technologies that until now seemed exclusive to newer models. It's important to note that even with the end of production at some factories, technical support and the ecosystem surrounding the older Model C won't disappear. On the contrary, with such a large installed base, Tesla will continue to offer updates, parts, and services for a long time. This provides reassurance to those considering taking advantage of current discounts and securing a robust vehicle at a more affordable price. And considering the current market situation, this may be one of the last opportunities to do so. For those paying closer attention, the incentives go beyond discounts on the final price. In some regions, the model also qualifies for substantial tax credits, which can further reduce the total purchase cost. When combined with exclusive promotions from Tesla itself, the final package becomes extremely competitive. In some cases, the total savings exceed $10,000 compared to the full price of the new model, not to mention the avoided waiting time. With all eyes on Tesla's new cycle, the arrival of the much-talked-about Model Q is beginning to take shape. Although it hasn't yet been officially unveiled, rumors, drone footage, and factory activity suggest the launch is getting closer. What's known so far is that the Model Q will be the most affordable car in Tesla's history, designed for those who dream of owning an electric car from the brand but have never been able to fit it into their budget. And the strategy is clear: win over the masses without losing the innovative identity Tesla has built over the years. The first indications of the Model Q's existence emerged from aerial footage taken over Giga, Texas. These images featured a vehicle with the same profile as the new Model C, but with a covered front and rear, a classic trick used to camouflage significant visual changes during testing. For many, this was enough to conclude that it was a pre-production version of the Model Q, and if this is indeed true, it means Tesla is already in an advanced stage of development, perhaps even with pilot production underway. According to unofficial information, the Model Q will likely maintain a similar exterior look to the new Model C, which would make sense from a logistical standpoint. Sharing the body and platform would allow for faster and more economical production, optimizing parts and maintenance costs. The biggest difference would be the interior and components. Fewer technological features, a simpler battery, more modest finishes, and the absence of items considered superfluous, such as ambient lighting and rear screens. A leaner car, but with the essence of Tesla. The simplification is part of a larger plan to make the Model Q price competitive with combustion-powered models sold globally. The new car is expected to hit the market for under $25,000, a milestone that, if achieved, could completely change the landscape of electric mobility. And to achieve this, Tesla must make bold choices. Reduce power, use cheaper materials, cut non-essential features, all in the name of a greater goal. And, frankly, it wouldn't be surprising if they managed to deliver something good, even within these limitations. There's also a strong focus on production automation. The Model Q could be manufactured using a highly robotic approach, based on large castings known as mega castings. This would drastically reduce the number of manual steps and increase production scale, which would be crucial to achieving the expected sales volume. Elon Musk has stated more than once that Tesla's future lies in factory automation, and the Model Q could be the first major fruit of this new industrial philosophy. If the Model Q does indeed launch with the proposed approach, Tesla will face a huge challenge, preventing its new mainstream car from destroying the appeal of the Model C, its more upscale sibling. This concern isn't just theoretical. When two very similar-looking options are placed side by side, one with more features and a higher price tag, and another more basic but visually similar and much cheaper, consumers tend to question the cost-benefit ratio. Why pay more when, on the outside, it's practically the same car? This is the question Tesla will need to answer strategically and intelligently. Everything indicates that the answer will come in the form of practical differentiation. While the Model Q is expected to have a simpler interior, with fewer amenities and a slimmed-down list of technologies, the new Model C will be positioned as the ideal Tesla for those seeking more style, range, and premium features. Tesla is expected to restrict the Model Q to essential elements, eliminating features such as ventilated seats, a premium sound system, RGB lighting, and perhaps even the famous rear screen. These cuts are designed to reduce costs without compromising the car's soul, but in practice, they will create a visible gap between the two models. This step will be crucial. After all, if the difference between them is too small, the Model Q could completely overshadow the Model C. And Tesla knows this. Therefore, it's likely investing in finishing details, higher performance versions, and exclusive features for the Model C, such as early updates, unique visual packages, or new features. This would be a way to preserve the more expensive model's appeal, even while the Model Q seduces with its low price and attractive appearance. Another important factor will be communication with the public. Tesla will need to clearly demonstrate that the Model Q is a gateway to the world of electric cars, while the Model C represents the next step, more complete, more refined, and more enjoyable to drive. This narrative would help avoid unfair comparisons and create a sense of natural evolution within the brand itself. It's as if the customer started with the Model Q, but already with the desire to one day upgrade to the Model C. A classic aspirational positioning move. But it's important to remember that today's consumers are more demanding and well-informed. They'll compare everything side by side and look for videos, reviews, and feedback before making a decision. Therefore, Tesla will have to keep the Model C constantly updated, offering enough perceived value to justify the price difference. Otherwise, even the most loyal customers may opt for the basics, especially in times of economic instability. The pressure will be intense, and any missteps in positioning could be costly. With so many strategic moves, it's clear that Tesla is building much more than a new vehicle lineup. It's shaping an entire ecosystem. And one of the most important pillars of this ecosystem is customer loyalty. With the imminent launch of the Model Q and the refresh of the Model C, the company knows that, more than selling cars, it needs to offer an engaging and seamless ownership experience. And that's why exclusive accessories, apps, and services are increasingly gaining prominence in the Tesla universe. A clear example of this is Sentry Pro, an app that promises to revolutionize the way Tesla owners interact with their vehicle's security. With it, Sentry Mode becomes even more efficient and accessible. Users receive real-time alerts whenever something happens to their car. And best of all, they can view footage from cameras located throughout the vehicle directly from their phone or smartwatch. In times of increasing vandalism and attempted break-ins, this type of tool goes from extra to essential. And of course, the more protected an owner feels, the more likely they are to stick with the brand. Another rapidly growing segment is visual customization. Tesla has been working with companies specializing in PPF, a paint protection film that allows customers to transform their car's appearance with style and convenience. With pre-cut kits for each model, owners can apply the protection at home, saving money and giving their vehicle a unique look. This caters to an audience increasingly interested in exclusivity, even in mass-produced cars. And yes, this also builds loyalty. The car stops being just a means of transportation